Hello there and welcome to the Kerbal Space Program. It's point 90 and episode 2. So in this episode we're going into orbit. We tried last episode and Ferram decided to throw a little bit wobbly, made us flip out. We made it to space but we didn't make it to orbit. So orbit we come. Now first of all, Jebediah, do the favour, just pop outside and have a quick EVA report there for us. Thank you very much. Just a bit of cheeky science there. And SAS on, fuel gauge is up, throttle to there should be fine, and go! Up, up, and away! We've got a slight lean, but it's in the right direction, so I'm not too worried. The SRBs are going to accelerate us a little bit too fast, but I'm happy with that for now, because they are SRBs and you can't control them, so, well, not after launch anyway. And we're 200, yeah, we're going way too fast for the SRBs, but we'll switch over to the liquid fuel in a minute and get much more control over it. So, throttling up, ditching them. We're going to try and keep our acceleration at a decent level. As you see, 300 meters, we are going a little bit fast, but we're going to start gravity turning now. Just to get ourselves rolling over. Come on guys. Roll over. Ever so slightly roll over. Come on, roll over. No? Throw it down a bit. Is it better if we go sort of down? Throttle up. Okay, we get a bit more responsive if we throttle up. Okay, okay. Rolling, rolling. Come on. Need to keep rolling. 45 degrees without flipping out. Come on, program marker. Come on, program master. Get whoop, 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 whoop. And hold there. And see, we're climbing quite nicely. 35, 36. There's our apparatus. Just edge it up a little bit more. There we go. Just hold it there. If you hold that marker, we should be okay. We did go a little asleep on the initial launch. We would like a little bit more horizontal velocity, please. Still at full. Good. We will be running out of fuel in this stage soon, and we'll have to transition to the third stage technically. Come on, 54. We'll get an altitude of 80. We'll keep going over. 58. Good. Keep going. Keep this baby rocking over. We're going to space, people. 63. We want an aim for a straight 80. We're going to accelerate up with the fuel we've got right now. Preparing to stage. And go! Say goodbye to that stage. That stage has parachutes on, so it's good. We are now climbing. We're going to aim for straight 80 at this angle. And once we got 80, we will shut the throttle down and we will look at how much we're going to need to do. This engine is not the most powerful engine in the world. Let's shut it down there. Let's check the map and see what we require to get a circularization. Like I said, this engine is not the most powerful for this particular job as well. Oops, a bit too much. There we go. Bring up the fuel gauge. We need 2 minutes worth of burn and we are 1 minute from launch. So that's actually quite good. We can start firing the engine now. So we just put it onto the nav ball marker. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go. Hold that please. Keeping an eye on our timed apparatus. We're going to get that level off a little bit there. It's dropping really rapidly. We're going to nose up a bit. Let's level that out. I want that to close, but not by too much. So I'll bring that. We'll let it bring down to about 5 seconds. I'll try and hold it at 5. As you see, our altitude is actually increasing much higher than I'd like to. I want to bring that nose down a bit just to stabilise our apparatus. Good, everything's behaving itself exactly as I hoped it would do. Keeping an eye on all 3 of these numbers here. So if we bring that, let's get that node just ahead of ourselves. 10 seconds on the apparatus. Come on, come on. And there we go. We're just going to keep that apparatus. There we go. We've gone past the apparatus. Just going to keep that nose heavy now. Come on. Oop. We're getting the nose a little bit high just to keep the apparatus from climbing too much. We've got to keep them around where we want them to be. Our periaps is coming up, albeit a little bit slower than I'd like it to do. Come on, periaps. We are at full throttle. We have used up nearly all of the 200 meters per second remaining, which makes about sense. Let's just bring that nose down a bit. There we go. Minus 60. We are getting good. We are climbing again. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80. We have a nice... Well, it circulates within 2 kilometers. That is pretty good. 80 this side, 80 to that side. So, the very first thing we have to do now we're in space. Make sure our solar panels are actually orientated, towards the sun. There's nothing worse. Where's the sun? Sun! Ah, behind us. Okay, so they're not pointing behind us, so we'll just bring the ship up. And there we go. Ship is now in a nice stable angle. The position is stable and solar panels are fully charging. Good. Now first things first, let's observe the mystery goo. The goo seems to have clumped into a sphere. It also appears to become brittle. Ah, very interesting. What about the Science Junior? The microgravity has greatly affected the growth of the crystalline structures. Loose objects are also floating around inside the bay. It's a very messy but fascinating way. 25 science as well. Wow. That's a lot of science there for us. Right, so now we're going to do 2 more things, or 1 more thing, which is to get a nice EVA. Don't. There's no reason for you actually to let go of the capsule. So we will just take an EVA report and get back inside. Right, and then finally, we're going to take a crew report. And we're in space and there's nothing to observe. Okay. Well, we're in space and we've done all the science we need to do. Oops, wrong button. Yes, we've done all the science we need to do. We just got to pick a place to land. So, what do you think? Nice big desert here, or should we head for this desert here, or should we head for the Kerbal Space Center? Now, I'd like to go for the Space Center, but I am not that 100% sure on how I would land this thing in that gap with very little control. I mean, it's Ferram, so I'm not quite sure if I could trigger it. So I'm thinking we go for this desert here, as it will be nice and day when it happens. So if we just time accelerate around to the far side of the planet, probably where the apparatus is right now, actually, it's probably a good place. Okay, a bit more, That'll do just nicely. Can we find our retrograde, please? There we go. Retrograde. And there we go. Right, now, so if we burn retrograde until our orbit drops below, we'll say 20. Let's throttle her up. Throttle up. Bring it down to 20. Then just double check the map, see where the 20 will be. Throttle up a bit more. Let's see where we're going to dip into the atmosphere. Right, so I'm thinking we bring it down to about here. There we go. So it's guaranteed to drop in this land area now. So we are now heading home. So first things first, let's set that to always be on retrograde, just to keep all of the flamey bits towards retrograde. What's the goo here? Near Kerbal. Okay, we're not going to take another near Kerbal. We already have a near Kerbal. So let's just wait till our altitude drops down to about 70. That'll be quite a nice. Oh, there we go. 70 should give us sort of in space over, I believe. In space near, okay. Well, we keep going. 70. There we go. We're officially in the atmosphere areas now. And upper atmosphere. The goo seems to be getting very cold. Well, I hope it's colder than it was earlier. Now, because we are now in a free fall, I'm going to drop the engines. We don't need them anymore, so goodbye engines and all the dangerous fuel. We have parachutes and we have landing legs, so we hopefully will be okay. Also, I'm ditching them now so the atmosphere doesn't push them straight back into us. Okay, so we can actually take a crew report now as well. No, we can't, because again we already had that one. So we are now free falling. Let's just time accelerate a little bit here. Woo, got some wobbles going on there. Better keep an eye on that one. That's the SAS, the new SAS model. I find it to be a little bit on its severity. It wobbles quite a lot. In fact, I'm going to take off the SAS until we need it. Okay, we need it. that didn't take long, did it, really? Okay, SAS. It's a violent SAS. Can we just put the fine controls on? Does that help? It helps a little bit, but nothing major. And we can come in at 3 times time acceleration right now. We're definitely making landfall now. So, we should be starting to experience a certain level of heating. Yep, the heat shield is now heating up. We have the deadly re-entry heat shield on here. And you see it's got an ablative of 250 kilograms worth of ablative shielding on board. So let's see how that fares. We'll actually get rid of that screen. Actually no, I'll keep it up for a few minutes just to see the temperatures get up to. But I want to take a... Oop, go away. I want to take a goo reading here. And the goo says... upper atmosphere. Getting very cold. I'll keep that one and we can always dump it if we get a better one near the ground. Here comes the flames. And we'll just check. We're at 500 degrees Celsius. Eee. That's what happens when you rip through the atmosphere at 2 kilometers a second. That should hit about 900 degrees, I think, if we hit it hard. It seems to be stabilizing though around 650. That's not bad. Our ablative shielding is degrading. 248. What about landing legs? Actually, their potential 600 and something on the landing legs. 310 on the science base. Science base shielded, so that's good. Landing legs are at 700 degrees. Landing legs, they are exposed to the direct heat, so that's something we have to be aware of. Everything else, and I mean everything else, is shielded. For example, the solar panels, 3 degrees. Capsule, minus 17. So everything else is shielded. Even the goo canisters here, they're shielded, but the landing legs, obviously they're slapped on the outside, so 800 degrees and dropping. So we've passed the worst. We have passed the worst for the landing legs. And we're coming in onto this hill here, so that could be quite good for us. Let's yeah. Let's see if we can get another goo sample. What do we have? Upper atmosphere again. So I'll keep that one. What does that one say? Upper atmosphere, so we'll get rid of that one. We are coming in quite fast now, and we're coming in aerodynamically. We're supersonic, basically. Those are the Mach effects kicking in because we're below the re-entry effect side. I am going to deploy the drag chute and get rid of the heat shield on our bottom section. Now the drag chute will kick in at a certain altitude, and we'll find out what that is in a minute. It entirely depends on air pressure. In fact, 2,300 meters, and air pressure of 0.3. Our drag chute should do it pretty well, and then our heat shield there obviously is being disconnected now, so we're just going to wait for that. That will fall away once the parachute deploys. So we just knock off the we'll knock off the SAS module once the parachute deploys. We don't need it open up anymore at that point. Just time accelerate down a little bit. There we go. Drag chute is out. The heat shield is still attached. SAS off. Okay, I'm going to deploy the landing legs in a few moments. There goes the heat shield. Heat shield away! We have slowed down quite substantially. Let's time accelerate all the way now. We get all the way down and we'll see what nice science we can get. Oh, hang on a minute. Can we get a crew report from here? We can! I'm flying over Highlands. Great. I do want to get Jebediah out, but at this altitude it will probably kill him. So we'll do that just before we hit the ground. Oh, there's our shadow. Keep an eye on that. Let's deploy the landing legs. There they go. And goo canister. Goo. Flying over Kerbal. We've had flying over Kerbal before, so we'll get rid of that one again. We'll use that one just for when we've landed. And there's our shadow coming up. And the very first thing to do is wait for it. Here, deploy the second chutes. So all chutes are now deployed. Coming down. And then at this altitude, we ask Jebediah to get out. And he can now get us a EVA report for the precarious situation flying over the Highlands. So we've got that one now. And then he can come down. Now he's going to get out and plant a flag. And hopefully with this inclination will not tip us over. Let's just rotate that way on. That should be good enough for us. There we go. There we go. Right, we are down. Let's take a goo reading. We observe the goo. We'll take a crew report. Great view of the Highlands. Well, they're flying. Oh, I said review, didn't I? Okay, cancel that. Do we have an aerial on this craft? I can't remember if I've got an aerial on. There it is. I thought I did. Activate the antenna. Review the crew report. We'll transmit that crew report. That one's active, unless it's just not in range or anything. Try it again. The antenna is... Antenna. Yeah, antenna's active. Okay, we'll leave away then. Jeb, EVA, grab all the science. No, grab. Now, can you get back in? F. And do a crew report. From the Highlands. Right, so we have all the science that we can get from the Highlands. I'm just wondering whether we get a Highland sample from... Yeah, we'll drop that sample. I mean, it's 25 science, but we can get that again really easily. Whereas, chances I come back to the Highlands with one of these units is a lot lower. So, I mean, it's a lot less science, but, like I say, we'll be in space again with one of these units, but we will not necessarily be at the Highlands with one of these units. But we are now going to drop to EVA. Jeb is going to do a nice little jump. Woo, boom. And up he gets. Quick, get away from the craft, it's sinking. Right, first thing, can you please take an EVA report? True, the spacesuit probably wasn't necessary, but it is 13 degrees, so it is fairly cold out there. A surface sample, please. This is dirt and grass, and some small rocks. You suspect this isn't going to be much of a groundbreaking discovery. Well, you don't know, I mean, there may have never been this far out. But we plant a flag just to say where we have been. So this is the Highlands. So we are going to look at KIR. Click. KIR. Ooh, caps lock. I put the second one, didn't I? Highlands. There we go. Now let's just get out of here before any Highlanders find us. So first things first, we take Jebediah home. Make sure we didn't miss anything. Surface sample. We already have a surface sample. Yep, we have everything we need. Let's go home. Recover the vessel. Or the Kerbal, actually, in this case. And the science our victory will give us is... Dun, 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 dun. .2 science. That's what Jebediah was carrying on him at that moment in time. Oh, it's Bill. Hello, Bill. I thought we were Jebediah on you. All this time I was saying Jebediah and it was actually Bill. Oh. Let's go to tracking station and let's bring back that spacecraft. Go away. Orb 1 is our very, very aptly named craft. Given that I have an asteroid. Sorry. I did select an asteroid by accident earlier in the game. I didn't notice. I didn't know I'd set it as a trackable. Orb 1. We are recovering you. Orb 1. Ding. 58.1 science. That gives us a total of 70. And now we come back to our favourite place, the Science Centre. Science Centre! With our 78. Come on. Thank you. A 70.8 science, we need to know what we're going to buy. So I'm going to buy the decent fuel tank and the gimbling radially mounted engine. No, I think we can leave that out for now. Struts, we could really do with some struts. And radial couplers, but the struts, very useful. All the fairings could be very, very useful actually. And we have antennas and a Sputnik. Now that would allow us to actually launch our first communication satellites. For example, we couldn't broadcast the science just now because we couldn't talk to the ground base. Because with the RemoteTech mod, you have to have communication links directly to KSC. We couldn't have that, so we couldn't do the transmission. With an orbital satellite, we could actually create a link to the KSC via satellites in orbit and broadcast science from the ground. I think that's a great thing. We're going to need that. It's 45 science. If we get that, we can't get any of these. Now these are bigger aerial, batteries, and light bulbs. Over here we have science, ladders, and more science. And here we have wheels and landing legs. So I think we go for the flight control. We want the fairings, and we definitely want the Sputniks. So we're going to get that. That leaves us with 25, and that's not enough to buy anything else. Well, it does unlock additional size items for us, so we can play around with those later on. But we're kind of done here in this bit. So I think that's a great place to leave this episode. Just one rocket launch for now. As you can see, I showed you the entire launch. We will be editing them out in the future, making the launch procedures a bit shorter due to the fact that they're all going to be the same. Up they go. Nothing special. Unless anything special does happen, in which case you'll see either in the entirety or just the special bits. But as for now, comments in the comments. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. And hopefully nothing blows up.